The top story right now, Mumbai has reported more than 9,000 daily coronavirus cases, which is the Maharashtra state's capital's highest ever single-day spike. It has also logged 27 deaths in the last 24 hours. According to Mumbai's municipal body, the BMC, 9,090 people tested positive for the virus in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, Maharashtra, which is the worst hit state in the country, has reported 49,447 coronavirus cases and 277 deaths in a day. This is Maharashtra's highest ever single day figure. Pune, meanwhile, has now reported record-breaking 10,873 cases in a day and 52 deaths. And the 12-hour night curfew, the Maharashtra government's response to the alarming spike in COVID cases in Pune is now underway. The 12-hour night curfew began at 6 p.m. and it will be in place for a period of at least 1 week, with the review of the order and the coronavirus situation in the district scheduled for a week from now, for next Friday. And according to latest reports, there have been over 61,000 active cases in the Pune district. Religious places, malls, eateries and cinemas have been closed for a week in Pune from today. Let's go across to NDTV's Sohit Mishra. He is on the ground there at Ground Zero in Pune, filing reports for us. Sohit, what was the run-up to the lockdown finally coming into place like at 6 p.m. this evening? I can imagine it looks like a dead city to you, but has the gravity of the situation actually hit the residents of Pune? They're reporting 10,000 cases a day for the first time today.
Well, that's right. In fact, in Maharashtra, Pune has been recording the highest number of cases for the last few days. If you look at the figures, there is 10,873 cases that has been recorded today. Yesterday, more than 9,000 cases were recorded. On Thursday, I can tell you around 8,025 cases were recorded. On Wednesday, 8,553 cases were recorded. So we can see that there has been a rise in the number of cases every day, and that's the reason that a review meeting was happened yesterday under Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar's leadership, after which these new rules have been brought out, which is also called as a mini lockdown. Now, even now, if you look at these streets, you could see that there is a curfew at place. These types of images we used to see last year when a complete lockdown was announced by the central government. Now similar images are being seen at least in Pune. There are few people belonging to the essential services that are allowed on the roads. There are police barricades across the district. The police is ensuring that there is no rush or the rules are being followed, because there is strict orders that if the rules are not being followed, there will be action taken against them. Now, throughout the day, I can tell you that at least on the first day of the mini lockdown, people were following the rules. There were less traffic on the road. We went to the vegetable market in the morning. The number of people over there were very few. Even the temples as well as other religious places are closed. Throughout the day, we tried to go to a restaurant, because as of now the hotels, bar, restaurants, everything are closed. They have been asked to only deliver, and you can't sit over there, because we have been trying throughout the day that at least there will be some place where we can go, but it didn't happen. So at least on the first day we can say that the Pune is ensuring, the people of Pune are following the rules, and even the police officials and other officials are ensuring that the rules are being followed. Now remember that there is PMPML. This is the what we can say is the bus that runs over here. There are 1,700 of such buses. They are being closed for 7 days as well. And even now, if you could see, the shops are closed, the roads are closed. So at least on the first day, what we can say is that people have been following the rules, but will they be following it in the coming 6 days as well? And will this bring fall in the number of cases that are being recorded every day? That would be an important thing to watch.
All right, some important questions raised there by Sohit. Sohit, stay safe as you continue to bring us those ground reports. But let's put those questions across to our Maharashtra doctors joining us, our experts, our specialists. We have Dr. Mufazzal Lakdawala, who is the Director of Surgery at Sri H.N. Reliance, the Foundation Hospital in Mumbai, the Honorary Surgeon to the Vice President of India. We have Dr. Vaishali Lokhande, Consultant Physician at the Apollo Hospitals in Navi Mumbai. And we have Dr. Hemant Deshmukh, Dean of the KEM Hospital. So if I can start first with Dr. Lakdawala, we are well and truly in the midst of a second wave, and this is really time to prepare for the unexpected. You are also the advisor to the BMC for COVID jumbo facilities. Yesterday when the Chief Minister spoke, he said what I thought was alarming. He said that if the cases continue to rise at the rate at which they are, and it seems like that is the case going by today's numbers that are out, in 15 days Maharashtra will be ill prepared infrastructure wise to take on the caseload.
I think what the Chief Minister probably said was quite correct, because how much can the healthcare infrastructure take? We've already built up, like he said yesterday, from a very few beds in the first time the pandemic hit us in last March or April, to the multitude of beds, the multitude of ICUs, the multitude of facilities that have been built up, including the jumbo facilities. But even they will get overwhelmed because the sudden sharp rise of these number of hospital beds. Including that, we also have people from the high rises and from the upper middle class who are getting affected more than the slum population this time. And that's why they want private hospital beds. And they want better facilities. They are not really willingly going to the BMC run facilities, and that's where the problem lies.
Dr. Lokhande, Dr. Vaishali Lokhande, you're working at Navi Mumbai, which is also an area in Nashik that has been badly affected, that is seeing cases rise daily. Do you think the response of the Maharashtra government, that is a night curfew, actually will help solve the situation, or is more needed?
See, I guess curfew is the time of the hour, but night curfew with the movement being limited, I don't know whether it will really add to the control measures. I guess social distancing, avoiding unnecessary travel, in fact curbing all the restrictions on travel is the way to go ahead. Just night curfew may not really help. It might, but not really truly, totally.
And Dr. Hemant Deshmukh, Dean of the KEM Hospital, your thoughts. What do you say to your staff? Because it has been a year where doctors like you, health workers, nurses have been working tirelessly, putting themselves at risk, going home, not being able to hug their own kids. And you, in January, February, we thought perhaps we were seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. What do you tell them now when it looks like it could be another 6 months more of this?
Sarah, you said rightly that probably there is no light at the end of the tunnel right now, because the rise in the number of cases which we are seeing, for the first time I think Pune has surpassed Bombay. Pune has gone into 5 figures, Bombay is 90 today, and these figures which are maximum in Pune can probably be seen in Nagpur and other cities in Maharashtra itself. The number of cases that were reported in the city of Mumbai are alarmingly high. The rise is steady, but it is definitely rising day to day. And what we are trying to do with the healthcare workers is we are trying to keep a stock of healthcare workers who would, be kept in abeyance and not allowed to work for the next 15 days. And the set of workers who are working right now would be replaced eventually with a new set of workers, the healthcare workers. The most important thing right now that we are finding is the healthcare workers are becoming more positive, in the sense more than the patients, the hospital staff is being detected positive. And this is definitely a worrisome figure, because if the pool of healthcare workers turns positive, I think the people of Bombay or the city of Pune, they really have to think twice before going out of their houses. And the healthcare workers definitely want to work. They definitely want to take care of the sick and the people who are admitted.
Doctor, let me ask you, healthcare workers have all been vaccinated. And by now, I'm assuming they've had their second dose.
Yeah.
Yet they're turning positive?
Yeah. When we started in the second week of January, the jabs that the healthcare workers have taken and the frontline workers have taken, it was with the intention that they would definitely turn positive, but the severity of the disease that the healthcare workers would get would definitely be much milder in form, and probably we are not giving them adequate rest. And after
Absolutely.
a small, that's the basic
And so if you
issue
turn
with
positive,
the healthcare.
whether the symptoms are mild or not, you still have to quarantine for 14 days, which means you're out of, you cannot work. And that, of course, would be an alarming situation, as you're pointing out there, the Dean of KEM Hospital. But I want to ask all three of you doctors quickly one question. Why is it that Maharashtra is throwing up so many cases, 50,000 cases almost in a day? Dr. Lakdawala, first to you. The Chief Minister yesterday in his speech touched upon this. He points out that in other states we're seeing elections, we're seeing huge rallies. In West Bengal, the Home Minister having huge rallies, masses of people, a sea of humanity, nobody wearing masks, barely anybody bothering about social distancing. Why is Maharashtra different according to you?
It looks like the coronavirus really loves Maharashtra. It started with its pandemic year and it's going on. It's very difficult to explain this. I think that the majority of the tests, like the Chief Minister said yesterday, we are doing more than 50,000 tests and ramping it up to more than 70,000. And more than 70% of these tests are RT-PCR. They are not the RAT tests, the rapid antigen tests. So I think that could be one of the reasons. The other thing is that majority of the people coming back from abroad have come to India via some way or the other. And we do know that 736 out of the 10,000 samples have tested positive for the Kent strain, which is the B1117 strain. And we've also found the double mutant. We don't really know, but looks like Maharashtra is really facing. I believe that once the elections are over, you'll probably see a lot more rise
in other states
India
too.
well.
All right. Dr. Vaishali Lokhande, the same question to you. Yes, as the Chief Minister pointed out, they've been very transparent about the testing and using RT-PCR tests. But similarly, Kerala was also facing a huge surge, but they've managed to pull themselves out of the top 5 states. Why do you think Maharashtra is facing this crisis?
First and foremost, we are a population dense state actually compared to other states. Definitely, we can't forget that number of people per square kilometer. That's one thing. A lot of migration and a lot of movement happening. Being the financial capital of the country, people are still traveling, and plus that sense about avoiding travel is not there across the country. So where the numbers are more, we're going to expect more numbers. So.
All right. And Dr. Deshmukh, same question to you. Lastly, do you think then there needs to be a priority in just opening up the vaccines to everyone in Maharashtra, given the fact that 50,000 cases in Maharashtra, the other states are still in, like, you know, in the 10,000 mark?
Yeah, talking about the transparency in reporting positive cases also lies within the conscience of people. But what we analyzed today was a very different set of figures. And we found that patients in the age group of 35 to 55 were forming almost 40% of the caseload seen in the city of Mumbai, which simply means that anybody who is more than 35 years of age is also a carrier of the virus itself. And these may be the super spreaders who are moving across the city. Bombay being more vertical, I think everybody travels in one direction all the time. And this is probably the reason that the virus is spreading vertically in the morning towards the south of Mumbai and vertically to the north in the evening. And I feel that definitely the 35 plus age group needs to be vaccinated right away. And we have to hasten the drive which is happening within the country and within the state of Maharashtra.
Thank you all. Thank you, doctors, for your time. Thank you for your service. Stay safe. Thank you.